Real thing. All right, let's bring in Seth Denson. He's a thing, and he's going to be with us right now. The question we're asking this morning, can you keep your own doctor? It's a question that we heard a lot of during the Obama years, and we might be asking it again because BidenCare sounds like the exact same thing. Lower premiums, deductibles, drug prices, all the stuff we've heard before, but the negatives might outweigh the positives.
So yes, the business and market analyst Seth Denson is going to join us now. Seth, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, y'all.
Seth, quick question.
Good morning.
First question, by the way, did you saw the poet on Inauguration Day 8 days ago, last Wednesday?
Yeah.
Is it me, or I'm not much for poems or poetry. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I will become.
I wouldn't have thought that about you, Ron.
You wouldn't have
I'm
guessed
listening because I'm a big fan
Rachel,
of hers. What are you going to say here?
No, read me. I just want. She kind of stole the show, if
She
you
did.
ask me.
Absolutely.
Like
She was
everyone,
impressive.
I thought she was really good.
She shined. Okay,
Yeah.
I feel better. I was
Yeah.
getting ready to fight you, Rob.
No, I didn't
got my
get
vote.
the poem. I thought it was kind of mean to President Trump, honestly. The first line was like, out of the beast's belly. I was like, inappropriate. But I thought that she was kind of electric, if you will.
She was.
Yeah.
All right, Seth, also
good.
electric, of course, the healthcare news. Let's talk about that. President Biden possibly opening that special enrollment period for Affordable Care Act, also reversing the Trump-era decisions, keeping in line with a lot of what we've seen this first week, Seth. It seems like a lot of executive orders that are kind of just reversing what we saw over the past 4 years. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. You know, we don't really know all the things that the Biden administration will roll out today, but they have announced that they're going to add to their now, I think now north of 40 actions and executive orders. But expect that, to your point, Rachel, they're going to open up the Affordable Care Act for a special open enrollment period. Listen, I think we're fine with that. Here's the only challenge. The special enrollment period, if it's indefinite, then people could jump in and out of the market based on their health conditions, and that's going to make the market more volatile, so that's a concern. But looks like they're going to do some things around Medicaid funding and allow access to Medicaid at a higher poverty level. So it'll be anxious to see what all rolls out today as the day goes on, but hold your breath and get your popcorn ready.
That's right. A little twang there, Seth. You recently wrote an article for NewsmaxTV where you broke down BidenCare, which is basically, we're in President Obama's third term now, so it's a continuation of Obamacare. You say there are a lot of good things about his plan, but it's not all good news. And people are already starting to ask that question. I remember this from 4 years ago. Can you keep your own doctor? And that's a question that we're starting to hear again because Obama promised.
Yeah.
He said, you'll be able to keep your doctor.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what comes out from the Biden administration, right? So let's talk about the positives first, right? So Biden wants to expand access to generic drugs, end surprise billing, provide more funding towards expanding access to drugs through things like opening up markets that are foreign. Again, all things that we can support. By the way, these are all things that the Trump administration supported as well. But that's really where the good ends, in my opinion, because here's the reality of it. What Biden proposed as candidate Biden was a massive government infusion into a sixth of our U.S. economy, which is health care, without the ability to really pay for it. So we already have massive deficit. Biden wants to expand access to health insurance. Again, I'm all for more people having access to health insurance, but that does nothing to drive down the cost of health care, which drives up the cost of health insurance. So the people that suffer in the end are the taxpayers. The people that benefit the most are large publicly traded insurance companies and large corporate healthcare systems.
Seth, what about, we say a lot that this is a continuation of Obamacare, but we're in different times. There's so many people who lost their jobs and in turn lost their health care. So they're uninsured, but they don't qualify for Medicaid. So where do they fall in all of this?
Well, these are the people that we do need to address. Now, there's been a lot of confusion around this about the Affordable Care Act and these special open enrollment periods and how they operate. And I want to be clear, if you lost your job, you now have a qualifying event to go open enroll. That was the Trump administration's position on while they didn't expand access and open enrollment. But if we want to look at healthcare in a big picture, and we certainly should, you can't just solve one part of the problem. You must find a way to drive down the cost of delivering healthcare. If you do that, then health insurance is more palatable and less expensive. And so while I'm all for expanding access to health insurance, when you don't immediately focus on driving down the cost of healthcare through things like transparency and consumer engagement, you're only inflating the cost of the system, and you're doing it on the back of the taxpayer.
Seth, the Affordable Care Act, its case is that it's unconstitutional is before the Supreme Court. It's been there forever. The Supreme Court has said they will have a decision by June, but that basically means the Biden administration only has a few months left to do something.
Yeah, so the primary focus of the case, right, was that under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the individual mandate went away. And when the individual mandate went away, it was now in violation of what, remember, Justice Roberts said was a tax. And so it was in violation of the Commerce Clause, because I either could buy insurance or pay a tax, but now I can't pay the tax, so I have to buy insurance. That's a violation. That's what's in front of the Supreme Court. Now, what the Biden administration could do is bring back the tax, and they can do this through budgetary reconciliation. They don't need a supermajority, so they need 50 senators and Kamala Harris. And if they can do that and even increase the tax to $1, now that whole case in front of the Supreme Court is moot. And while the Supreme Court may give us guidance in the future if it goes away again, likely the Affordable Care Act would be upheld.
All right, Seth, thank you. We're out of time at the moment. You know, healthcare aside, I'd love to pick your brain personally on the GameStop mania, but we'll have to do that via Twitter. That's all we have time for now.
I've got some thoughts on that. Yeah, let's do that.
Talk soon, Seth. Thank you.